Hello, this is just a short one just to explain why I left Raconteurs News, especially so publicly. Firstly, I just want to say I wish Jason all the best and sincerely mean that. He's my mate, he always will be. I love him to bits. But sometimes two mates trying to have a relationship can get a bit... and, you know, we've all got our troubles. I've had mine. Jason certainly had his. But anyway, no excuses. Just want to tell you really what happened. It would appear that it was just I was pissed off because I kept getting interrupted. That was really just the tiny straw that broke the camel's back. And this is not me having a dig at Jason, because Jason is what he is. He and I both know what he is, and he knows what I am because we know each other that well. And it's certainly not a name calling. Previously, and I mean, looking back on it, I had a break about, I don't know, 18 months ago. And I think when I took that break, looking back on it, part of it was because I'd previously spoken to Jason about having slurred, being probably a bit too drunk, peeing in a bottle and holding it up against the camera and stuff. And I felt it was inappropriate. Anyway, I'd certainly spoke to him about that again and almost kind of sort of shook my head, but it's Jason's platform at the end of the day. Anyway, that was all kind of in the past, but it happened again. Anyway, on Monday, Jason was quite right, and so were the people that commented. We got Bex and Karen on, and they were coming up with some great information, and I'd got some information that was kind of tied in with it, which Bex and I had spoken about, and we did end up interrupting each other. And certainly, with hindsight, we all agreed that what would have been better doing was having a point where I did my bit and another point where Bex and Karen did their bit, probably on two separate shows. That didn't happen. We did it wrong, but we just did it wrong and realised with hindsight. I've spoken to Bex, and certainly there's no ill feeling anywhere. We could have done it better. But, you know, none of us are professional broadcasters. We only do this because we care. That's why we do it in the first place. Anyway, on Monday night, Jason put up a banner, not for the first time, and I had actually spoken to him about it before, which said something like, "Sorry, I'm afraid you've lost my interest," which I actually found quite insulting, because I think at the time I was trying to rattle through some information. So I spoke to Jason about it off air, and he said, "Oh, sorry, mate, it's just a private joke between me and my wife." But he'd done it publicly, and I went, "Okay, mate, okay, whatever. That's fine, you know." Tuesday was his 50th birthday, and so on Wednesday, before we went on air, I think that's when I'd said to him about this, putting this banner up and how it didn't kind of fit really. And I'd explained to him on Wednesday that what I wanted to do was go through an email that somebody had sent me, Teresa, which was about, I think it was 9 events that had led up to the coronavirus. And I'd said that's what I wanted to do. Everything was fine. I did notice on Wednesday that Jason probably wasn't at his best. But anyway, this isn't a name-calling thing. I love him to bits. He's my mate. Anyway, I'm frustrated more than anything with both of us, but me included. Anyway, I was trying to go through this information, and I think I stopped for a breath, which is amazing for me. And Jason said something like, "Is there much more of this? 'Cause I'm right bored." And my finger hovered over the leave the broadcast button for at least 5 seconds, and I stopped and I swallowed and I thought, no. But thinking about it, I'd probably lost it by that point. So when we then got the round table going, and Jason then chose to jump in, I think in his own words, for some kind of comedic punctuation. I just thought, I don't want to be part of this anymore. Just something clicked. I don't want to be part of this anymore. And I think at that point, I just kind of went, do you know, I really don't want to be part of this anymore. And I'd often thought about putting videos up on my own, primarily for my grandkids. So that they can kind of look at what Grandad thinks is happening, which I've never done, and I'm certainly going to start to do. And for anybody who's looking at this, then have a look at some of the other videos that I've done. But anyway, look, that's kind of how it happened for me. It may have happened differently for other people. I've certainly got no malice towards Jason. Listen, I wouldn't be even sat here if it weren't for Jason. So all I've got to say is love to everybody. We've both got our own channels now, which is great because it means there's twice as much information getting out there. And look, we're all in this together at the end of the day, and not what they say on the telly. I mean, we're all in it together. The people that have got an open mind, and we have worked out what's going on in the world. So let's do everything we can to support each other, even if that means we do it separately. Love to everybody. Thanks for listening. I'll speak to you all soon. Cheers.